Yeah, hello and welcome to We Build on DeFiChain. Hi DC, how are you today?
Fine, thanks. Yeah, a great week. We have a lot of shows, and we start with the 3 top projects in the upcoming voting round.
Absolutely. The 3 top voted, on Reddit voted community fund proposals, and we are very proud to present you the first team today. Actually, the first 3 teams. Should we jump right in and not waste any time?
Right?
Fantastic. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Dominik and Leonard from DeFiChain Value. How are you today?
Yeah,
Hello.
fine. Nice to be here.
Cool. Hey,
Really good.
it's awesome to have you here. Leonard is in the Ukraine and Dominik, you are in Germany right now. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm in Berlin.
Fantastic. So, DC, a really international show today.
Yeah. And have a look what they have brought with them and what is their community project.
Excellent. Okay, guys, I would say the show is yours. The stage is yours. Take it away and show us what you've prepared for us to give us a little bit a deeper look into DeFiChain Value. Okay? Good. Do you want me to start the screen share already, or do you want us? Okay, good. Here we go.
Okay, let's start. So first of all, big thanks to Daniel and Mark to get the chance to be here. To me, I'm Dominik. I live in Berlin. I'm a huge fan of the crypto space and decentralized finance, and I'm the software developer behind our services. So first of all, I want to thank you all for the amazing feedback we got over the last week. So to give you some numbers, we got more than 350 Twitter followers within 6 weeks. 100 persons already joined our Telegram group. I get every day many requests about our software, especially the DeFi Calculator. Yeah, and that made me feel very good about what we accomplished already and what we are planning to do in the future. So let's jump in. So this is our landing page. On the down right corner, you can see the iframe links to our top social media channels. On the right, there's a dashboard list. On the top, there's a dashboard list too. So so if you're asking, so what we are doing, so the mission of DeFiChain Value is to provide knowledge-based value to the DeFiChain community. So we thought about in the past 150 years, it was done a lot of research about how market work and how the behavior of people drives market. So we want to share with you the finance-based theory to give you a deeper insight and an advantage over other market participants. Okay, so yeah, we will go now through all the dashboards and give you a short explain what we did there. So the first dashboard is the DeFi Calculator. So we got to wait 1 second till we see everything. Okay, for those who don't know, arbitrage is shortly to buy a currency at one exchange and sell it more expensive at another exchange. So for example, right now you can sell DFI on the DEX in the Bitcoin Cash DFI pair for $2.62. You can sell at the same time your DFI also at DEX in the Bitcoin DFI pair for $2.67. That leads to an arbitrage of 1.91%. And with that trade, you can right now make a possible profit of $51.1. Okay, I will explain the dashboard a little bit. So on the top left corner, there are 2 drop-down menus. The first drop-down menu called Exchange. There you can choose your preferred exchanges. So, for example, if you only trading on Bittrex and DEX, you just choose Bittrex and DEX. And due to what your selection is there, the best sell and the best buy price will shown you in these stat panels. So the other drop-down menu is the amount. So that's where you choose your trading volume. So of course, so if you want to buy 1 DFI, you don't get the same price if you want to buy 1,000 DFI. So that's due to the different markets, different order book depth. So here you can choose how many DeFi you want to trade. So, okay, on the right corner, there are two tables. These two tables have 4 columns. In the first column, you can see the exchange. In the second column, you can see the trade pair. In the third column, you can see the buy price. And in the last column, you can see the percentage deviation due to the best buy price. So, to give you an example, so right now, if you want to buy DeFi, if you want to buy 1000 DeFi, you can do that with the best price on DEX in the Litecoin DeFi pair with an average price of $2.63. So, and yeah, in this table, the other possible trading pairs are listed. So, and under that, the same principle, it's for the sell DeFi. So if you want to sell DeFi, do that at DEX in the trading pair Bitcoin DeFi with an average price of $2.67. Okay, in the top left corner, you can see the 24-hour volume over all exchanges and trading pairs. So why is this important? For example, at LaToken, the trading volume is very small. Yeah, but that means there is a higher chance to do arbitrage because let's assume the price on DEX and KuCoin of DeFi rises, and due to the low trading volume on LaToken, there is a bigger time delay until the prices on DEX and LaToken goes equal. So yeah, you have more time to do a successful, profitable arbitrage trade. Yeah, and yeah, for those who want more infos about our dashboards and about our themes, so we put you put in every dashboard a YouTube video to give you some deeper explanation of the dashboard. Okay, let's go to the next dashboard. It's called the Impermanent Loss Calculator. And yeah, a short explanation to impermanent loss is it's very important theme due to liquidity mining. So if you do liquidity mining, the value distribution of coins in a liquidity pair is always kept stable at 50% in coin A and 50% in coin B. So let us now assume that coin A increases by 30% in contrast to coin B. So this has created an imbalance since coin A is worth 30% more than coin B. So to keep the balance stable at 50%, the absolute number of coin A is reduced and the absolute number of coin B is increased. And that having less of coin A that increases in coin B that is stable or decreases to our disadvantage. And that's what we call impermanent loss. So yeah, we developed an impermanent loss calculator. There are also 2 drop-down menus. In the first drop-down menu, you can choose your trading pair you have invested in. In the second drop-down menu, you can choose your buy day. So you can choose the start day where you bought these shares of these liquidity pairs. So let's give an example. So for example, you bought on Christmas Ethereum DeFi pair. And since then, your impermanent loss will be 5.6%, but you don't have to worry due to the high APIs which you get for providing liquidity and liquidity mining pairs. The yield since purchase day is since that date 120%. And with yield is meant that yeah, this is the distributed coins and the performance of the distributed coins compounded. So yeah, but our mission is not only to give you some calculators. So we want you to understand the mechanism behind that calculators. So in the left down corner, there's an impermanent loss plot. It's the theoretical impermanent loss plot. I will explain it. And on the x-axis, you can see the change in price ratio between the price of coin A and the price of coin B. So, for example, okay, you provide liquidity, and at the start, the change in price ratio is always 1. So let's assume now the price of coin A reaches 100% more than before, and price coin B kept stable. So your change in price ratio is not 1 now, but 2. So let's have a look. If you have a change in price ratio at 2, you will have an impermanent loss of 5.72%. The other thing is the correlation coefficient. So to shortly explain the correlation coefficient, for example, if Bitcoin rises and DeFiChain rises, the correlation coefficient is near 1. So another example, if DeFiChain rises and Litecoin falls, the correlation coefficient is near -1. And for another example is so stable coins like USDT and USDC have a correlation near 0 to coins who always get up or down. So and why this is important for impermanent loss? Yeah, you're higher you're more correlated to coins are, desto lower is the impermanent loss. Okay, that's all about impermanent loss. I will head now to the next dashboard and give the word to Leonard.
Cool, thank you, Dominik. Yeah, so we remain with liquidity mining, but let me just say a few general words before. So we are really interested in that. We give you the tools, we display everything for you, but we know that it's also really important to understand those things. I have a little quote here from Bertolt Brecht, which says, "An amateur makes a bank robbery, a profi is founding a bank." So what we want to say with that is that banks use this position of that you don't really understand what is happening, and that's how they make money with this. And we think that when this decentralization works only if also people understand what is happening. So we try the most effort into that everything, all the tools that we provide here, that you really understand that. We also say a few words to that in the end of this session. Okay, about the dashboard itself now that you see here, those are the returns and risks and the Sharpe ratio for the liquidity mining pairs. On the top left-hand corner, you can see the return for the last 12 months. Yeah, Dodo, you can select one time a few different coins on the top left-hand corner. You can select them there so you can see their performances over the time horizon. So the return incorporates the return of the coins. It incorporates the yield from the liquidity mining, so the API. So everything is in there. At the bottom left-hand corner, you can see the return for the last 12 months. And then on the one in the middle, you can see the risk. This is really important because in the crypto world, most of the people, they only always consider return, but it's also important to consider the risk. We can minimize risk. We can diversify. There are a lot of things that we can do. Risk is here standard deviation, and it considers the portfolio of the two coins in each liquidity pair. So when we have Bitcoin and DeFi coin, it considers the standard deviation from Bitcoin, but also from the DeFi coin, and it considers how do they co-vary together. So this is applied from hedge fund manager knowledge, from portfolios, how to build portfolios, how to minimize your risk, and these formulas are applied here. Now we could ask, okay, now I have different liquidity pairs that have a certain return, a certain risk. How do I now find out which is the most profitable? And this is what the last column basically shows. We have the Sharpe ratio here. So the Sharpe ratio considers, it is basically return divided by the risk. So it shows you which liquidity mining pair pays the highest return per percentage point of risk. In this case, you see that it's the Dogecoin DFE liquidity pair. And this is mainly due to the fact that this Dogecoin really performed well in the last 12 months. I think especially in January or something that was good. Yet some of you might be interested not in the last 12 months, but maybe more short-term. Therefore, we also show you some short-term data. You see in the bottom left-hand corner the lowest return, I think it is. Or is it risk? It's My connection in the mountain is not good enough to see it. But yeah, you see the lowest risk, highest return, and highest Sharpe ratio. And then below that, correspondingly, you see the, let's say, liquidity pairs that did not perform so well in the last 30 days. We also show you the API. Right now, we're only choosing 3 pairs. So Dominik, if you're just going to choose all of the liquidity mining pairs on the top, you will see that all pairs, the APIs can also be shown. And if all of this is a bit too fast, we, for every dashboard, put you this video. So on the top right-hand corner, you can also just look the video, and then you'll find some more information on that. At the moment, they are not so 100% perfect, but we will soon overwork them with better audio, sound, and graphics, and so on. And we actually want to animate this. Okay, let's hop to the next dashboard. This is if you now we're going out of the space of liquidity mining and just consider the coins themselves. So this is the exact same dashboard just for the coins. You can see the return for the last 12 months. You can see their Sharpe ratio, but just for the coins. You see the best for the last 30 days and for the last 12 months. So there's no new thing in comparison to the liquidity mining dashboard, but just that it considers the coins themselves. Good. And then at the next thing, we can show you the dashboard for the liquidity mining portfolio optimizer. This is in terms of understanding the next step. I think this is a bit difficult to understand, but it's really important. You know, most of you really ask a lot of questions, and there's a lot of interest for arbitrage. Arbitrage is a great thing. You can do fast profits without risk if you do it correctly. Therefore, also just to add, in the Telegram group, there's on the top, there's a guide how to do the arbitrage, so step-by-step instruction. But yeah, arbitrage is short-term profits, but it's really important if you have long-term positions, whether it's liquidity mining or whether you hold the coins, that you do diversify, that you consider, do the coins work together, or do they have there's a correlation coefficient, maybe anti-cyclist. And this is what we do here in the liquidity portfolio optimizer. So we answer you the question, should I just buy the liquidity mining, should I invest in the liquidity mining pair with the highest API? Should I invest in multiple of them? How do I diversify? How much should I buy? How much of my portfolio should I put in liquidity mining? And how much should I hold just in coins themselves? So now let's go on the dashboard. This graph, this blue graph here with all those different points, these are 5,000 different portfolios with the 7 different liquidity mining pairs that we currently have. On the x-axis, we have the risk, which is the standard deviation, but just in absolute terms and percentages. And on the y-axis, we have the return. So if, Dodo, you're just going to choose one of those portfolios right now, can you be so kind and read it to me, because it's too small for me. I can't see it on my screen.
Okay,
Yeah.
this portfolio allocation has a risk of 70% and a return of over 1,000%, and there are 0.9% in Bitcoin, 24.9% in Ethereum, 24.0% in USDT, and so on.
Good. So this is now at this level of risk, and with this return. So we remain now at this level of return, and we now try with this portfolio optimizer, we try to minimize the risk. So now we can go horizontal and see that there are different portfolios on this axis, on this exactly. So we see if the further we go to the right, we have the same return, but we have a higher risk. The more we go to the left, we have the same return, but we have a lower risk. And then it shows you how much do you have to invest in which portfolio to basically minimize your risk. Yeah, so we want to customize this for you, that you can choose which coins you like in your portfolio, which liquidity mining pairs you would like to have. And then basically the software will tell you, okay, put this amount percent, so 20% in liquidity mining in this pair, 20% in this pair, 10% in this pair, 5% in this pair, and then hold another 40% just in coins. Because what we need to consider is when we do liquidity mining, always 50% will be invested in the DeFi coin. So we always have a really high fraction invested in DeFi coin, which is good. But then we should also hold some active positions in the coins. And then in those graphs below there, not graphs, in the tables, we just show you one example. Maybe if you take the best portfolio for the 1015% return and the worst, you see there that, can you also read me the numbers there for the, so the return I remember was 1050, but how much is the risk and the Sharpe ratio?
Yeah, the risk is 69.5% and the Sharpe ratio is 40.6.
Good. So this would be a comparable low risk and a really high Sharpe ratio. So we are always interested in higher Sharpe ratios. And how it would be with the worst portfolio at this return?
Yeah, the worst portfolio has a risk of 93.7% and the Sharpe ratio of 10.8.
Okay, so we see it's just about how much we put in which liquidity mining pair, and we have a better performance at the same performance, lower risk. Yeah, but this we have to overwork a bit more, and then we first want to understand the risk in general, the return in general, the Sharpe ratio, the arbitrage. This is all what we're focusing right now, and then as a next step, we want to introduce this liquidity portfolio optimizer, which is probably also a bit more complex to understand. We know that some of those things, they're really difficult to pick up. So when there's the demand, like in the Telegram group, when people are writing us, we can do a session like on Sunday, for example, where we just hang out together in Discord and we talk more about this, the different things that we have. You can ask questions, so we can just hang out and try to understand all of this together. Good.
Cool. Leonard, the time's more or less up. Sorry to interrupt you.
Oh,
It's good. We're done, more or less.
Let me jump back. I know you're maybe not finished with all the details, but the next candidate is more or less waiting. I think it's an awesome tool. I have one last question for you guys, maybe from my side. So you're giving away a lot of knowledge and a lot of competitive advantage in some way, right? Because if you use the tool for yourself, you could maybe make the most out of it. How does that play out if 1,000 people are using this and optimizing their portfolio and going into the arbitrage? Does it then still work for anyone, or is the playing field then completely leveled out and everybody is equal and nothing works anymore?
It's a good question. In terms of portfolio optimization, this everyone definitely can do, and this should everyone do. And this doesn't disturb, there's no effect on other portfolios. But with the arbitrage, you're right. The people who are the fastest, they make the most arbitrage, which are at the moment not the people from the DeFi community, but other people making advantage that at the decentral exchange from the DeFi community, it is often not correctly priced. So we think we're building this, we have the decentral exchange, and we should also make advantage out of this if the decentral exchange prices are not correctly priced to other exchanges. So rather than in our community, I would just say that the people of our community, rather than some big whales who have a lot of money, who have the tools in order to get this live data to build everything up, that we build it up here.
Great.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
How do you see?
Yeah, and it's needed. Arbitrage DEX is needed, that everyone sees more or less the correct price when they compare with central exchanges. Mm-hmm. So really great tool.
Yeah, I'm super impressed from the first days when I saw your first idea until where it came now. Hey, congratulations, very well done. I think everybody's gonna love the tool, guys. Thank you so much for joining today and presenting that. And I think a lot of more sessions and lessons are gonna be needed to understand that fully. I'm gonna be one of the guys joining you for sure. Leonard, greetings to Ukraine. Dominik, greetings to Berlin. And yeah, have a great day. And thanks so much for coming, and all the best for the voting next week.
Thank you very
Yes.
Yeah,
much.
thanks for being
Thank you
here.
very much. Good.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye.
So then DC, then we're gonna get ready for the next team, I think.
Yes.
Everybody out there?
Yeah, but you are still in broadcast?
I'm still in broadcast, yeah. I just wanna say goodbye and then we are gone. Okay, bye-bye guys. See you later.
Bye-bye.